I've met Justice Kennedy a few times. He is the great centrist. He was appointed by Ronald Reagan, but he changed over the years. How did Justice Kennedy change into truly the legend he is right now?
Well, he was a crucial moderating force on the court at a time when it was becoming increasingly partisan. He was the swing voter on a number of crucial issues: LGBT rights, same-sex marriage, and crucially Roe v. Wade, abortion rights. And I think that's where there's some concern about his departure. What will that mean for Roe v. Wade? What will it mean for some other crucial votes that come before the court in the coming years?
The list of new candidates to come in, and I get the idea everybody's in an uproar about conservative versus liberal. We all know, we can literally predict what's going to happen in the coming weeks. I don't see anybody there really bigger, broader, more philosophical, like a Breyer, like a Kennedy. Everybody seems to be much more narrow. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I think you do. I mean, he came from another era at a time when, U.S. politics wasn't so partisan. He could rise above it. And I think the real question is, who do they get to replace him that doesn't alienate some of the more moderate Republican senators who Trump needs to get the nomination through? I think, again, Roe v. Wade and abortion will be a crucial kind of test for whether or not certain Republican senators, women senators, Susan Collins of Maine, for instance, whether or not she will back Trump's nominee.
Stephanie, what effect will this have on the midterms?
I think both sides are saying that this is going to supercharge their base, that people will view and understand how important the November midterms are because, the fate of U.S. Congress can decide these factors. There is some concern, for instance, that this might not be the last Supreme Court justice that Trump could nominate. There are other Supreme Court justices like Ruth Bader Ginsburg, who, she's now 85. I think there's concern that there could be other retirements and that Trump could be able to fill other seats.
What is the chance of the nomination getting through?
Again, I think it really depends on, it may be that Trump needs to appoint someone who's a little bit more moderate on some issues in order to get those moderate Republican senators on side. And again, there are a handful of senators up for re-election in states that Trump won that will need to think very carefully about how they vote on this. And again, I think that Roe v. Wade is going to be a litmus test for them as well.